one of the accused in the Joshlin Smith kidnapping case, is expected to continue testifying in the Western Cape High Court today. Yesterday, Steveno van Rhyn detailed alleged torture by police during questioning. His testimony forms part of a trial within a trial aimed at determining the confessions by him and co-accused Joshlin were made voluntarily. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi is following the developments and joins us now live. A very good morning to you, Nasiphi. One of the issues coming out during that probing yesterday and the cross-examination as well is this issue around whether accused number one actually misled the court.
Well, Aldrin, before Steveno van Rhyn took to the stand to give his evidence in chief, the stage was set by Joshlin who testified at a cross-examination regarding the statements or the statement that was taken by police officers last year at the Sea Border Police unit officers. And on Friday, if you'll remember, he and his lawyer went through his statement line by line as to which part of it is true and which part is not true. However, yesterday he had an about turn indicating to the court that he omitted certain things, and at some point ultimately admitting that he misled the court in not clarifying which parts of the statements were true. And the specific part that was highlighted was the conversation, he says, or rather in the statement, he told Colonel Pistorius he had had with Kelly regarding Joshlin and the fact that a woman named Tasha wanted to then adopt Joshlin. And at some point, we now know that, according to his lawyer, some of the contents of that statement were prescribed to him by officers. And yesterday, he then went and added that there's other parts that he had not indicated. And that is when the state asked him that, or rather put it to him, that he was only given 5 sentences by the police officer. And however, he continued to then make up the story. And he said it was because he was scared and was told that he needed to make the story believable, hence why the intricate detail that you find in that particular statement.
Because I was afraid, I wanted to make it sound as a real story.
Is the prosecutor right when she tells you that you deliberately lied to the court on Friday?
I did not intentionally tell lies to the court.
With that being said, on Friday, when he testified, Kelly, who is accused 3 in this particular matter, the mother of Joshlin, was not present in court as she had a medical as she was attended to by medics. She had an appointment on Friday and was not in court. So when he made this about turn, or Jacquin made this about turn yesterday, the judge probed further, asking whether or not the reason why he's now putting it to the court that that conversation between himself and Kelly did not happen the Sunday regarding Joshlin and the father of Joshlin. He then asked Jacquin whether or not it was because Kelly was in court yesterday.
You said you've left out one line. What is the one line you've left?
The part where ek en Kelly discussion het oor the portion that myself and Kelly had a discussion.
So what went wrong?
I'm not sure, my lord.
Did it make a difference that Ms. Smith was not in court on Friday?
No, my lord.
And in the afternoon yesterday, we had the testimony of Steveno van Rhyn, who detailed his alleged torture at the hands of who he says were 2 civilians or people that tortured him at Jacobs Bay. Later, he had learned that those 2 individuals who picked him up at a hitchhiking spot were indeed officers. He detailed how, a firearm was used to threaten him, also threaten him that if he does not speak the truth, they will bury him at Jacobs Bay. He further said that that alleged torture that he suffered at the hands of officers has left him disfigured. But today we can expect him to continue with his testimony, and at some point for the state to then probe and interrogate his evidence in chief.
Nasiphi, just a quick one. Do we expect Kelly Smith to also take the stand?
Well, not at this present moment, Aldrin. We are in the trial within a trial where Jacqueline Apollos and Steveno van Rhyn have leveled those very serious allegations against police officers that they were coerced using torture or abuse. And those two, or rather accused 1 and 2, are the ones that have leveled these allegations against police officers. At this present moment, the main criminal trial looking into the disappearance of Joshlin, where Kelly forms a part of, who is accused 3, has been put on hold for the court to deal with these statements and the admissibility thereof, following the ruling or the judgment by Judge Nathan Erasmus on whether or not these 2 statements of accused 1 and 2 are going to be admissible. We will then shift gear and return to the main criminal trial where Jacqueline Apollos, Steveno van Rhyn and Kelly Smith face charges of human trafficking and kidnapping in relation to the disappearance of Joshlin, who disappeared from her Middelpos home on the 19th of February 2024.